So can anyone tell me what's wrong with this layout? What's wrong with this picture?
It looks like it's going in circles.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good, very perceptive, Karen. Yeah, it's like you feel boxed in, right? There's like stuff around the periphery, but what's in the center?
Drop of water.
Nothing.
Nothing, exactly. Empty space. Do you think that's a good idea as far as layout decisions go?
No.
No. Does anyone know why you never want to leave the center empty in a layout?
Because that might be the first thing to train their eyes on, probably. I don't know.
You're getting really close. The viewer's eye will naturally want to stop or pause in the center. So you're going to spend the most time, your eyes are going to be spending the most time in the center and basically get stuck there. And spending with your eyes, your vision, your sight, spending the most time in the center, what kind of signals are going to be, do you think this image is going to be subliminally telling your brain about, how interesting is this?
Not special probably, because there's nothing in the center.
Right, because the majority of what you're looking at is nothing. And you don't have any incentive for your eye to be pulled out of the center to something more interesting. You're just trapped. So the majority of what you're feeling is, I'm trapped. I'm seeing, the most of what I'm seeing here is nothing, and I'm really not feeling any motivation to look elsewhere to even read the text. Did anybody even read the text yet?
No?
Yes.
Well, those are the really avid readers that would be reading the text in this layout. You gotta be really an avid reader to actually put in that effort. So basically, when you have emptiness in the center of a layout, you're it's called trapped space. And the viewer will feel trapped when the eye encounters this space. It's especially counterproductive when it lies at the center of a composition because the viewer's eye stops there. So what do you want to put in the center? What kinds of elements do you put in the center of a composition?
The most important thing.
I don't know about that one. The most important thing would be what?
The title.
What would it be, the image?
The most important thing, I guess it's debatable, but I would say the focal point of the image, the most interesting part of the image is the most. But then you know what? Really, the goal for the designer is to get the viewer to read the text. So yeah, the text is ultimately the most important thing, but what actually takes the viewer's attention is the focal point. So when you said the most important thing, I thought you were talking about the focal point, but you were talking about the text. So you could have the text in the center, but what type of element? It's not necessarily going to be text. In general, rule of thumb, the type of element that you want to have in the middle is something that creates what? Because our tendency is for our eyes to stop in the middle, but as designers, we don't want to really allow that to happen. We don't want the viewer to get stuck in the middle. We want to create what?
Movement.
Movement, to keep the viewer's eye moving all around every part of the composition. That's going to create good flow and really engage the viewer to spend the most time possible looking at every part of the composition. So elements that create movement, lines, right? Lines that pull the viewer's eye in a certain direction, away from the center to the focal point and back around again. So the way that they corrected this was like this, which they did use. They did actually put the title in the center space, but the title itself has elements that create that movement. And what's the focal point in this composition, do you think?
The drip.
Very good. The action, the drip. And the drip is also creating movement. We imagine the drip is dripping down, so there's this movement that's created that keeps our eyes moving in every place on the composition. And another strategy here is that the action of the image is drawing the viewer's eye in the direction of what?
The drip. Well, the title.
The text.
The text right
Because
there.
our goal as designers on this type of publication is to get your viewer to do what?
Read the book.
Read the title first. First off, at least get them to read the title. Then maybe they'll even read the book if you're lucky.
Yeah.
If you're really good. Okay, then what else is going on here? A hierarchy is being created in the, notice the sizing of the text, the scaling of the text. Notice what's the biggest text, what's the least important text here?
A novel.
A novel by, right? So they strategically, deceptively, skillfully, craftily, and very intelligently made a novel by really small. Why do you think that they have this big change in size? From the most important text, right, the title, to a novel by, and then they give the author a little bit of credit there. Give him a little bigger, a bit bigger than a novel by. So what's the reason that they did that? Do you think?
Well, they wanted to put the emphasis on the title.
Emphasis, so you get drawn into what's important first. And doesn't this look like a lot less text than what we saw in the other?
Yes, it is.
I mean, can you believe that? Is it like I had to really go back and force myself to read this and to count the words to just make sure it's the same text. It is a novel by Edward James the Drip. It's just much more difficult. You have to put so much more effort to read that, and it just feels overwhelming because first of all, it boxes you in. It's not in a place that you're drawn to the text, that you're over here trying to get out of the center. But this is really what's more important, and it's kind of pointing down here, but you're all boxed into this text, and it's all very, clunky and big, and it looks like a lot more text is here, right? Mm-hmm. Then over here, it looks a lot more streamlined and simple. It looks like there's less text to read. So when it looks like there's less text to read, what do you actually do?
You read it.
You start reading, you're like, oh, that's easy. If you had the choice between a giant big textbook and a kid's picture book,
Go with the picture book.
what might you do? What might you pick up first? And so it just makes it a lot easier and enticing to read something. Less is more when it comes to text. Okay, better layout. Okay, so what's wrong with this picture? Right, there's a big break right down the middle that just breaks these into two parts. It doesn't feel like it's flowing, like it's all the same composition. Any other ideas? What's going on in the center?
Nothing.
Nothing. Again, same problem, nothing. And it's just a really bad decision to create a horizon right down the middle like that, especially with all this space here. A much more interesting place to create a horizon is off-center. And that's how they corrected this one, this book cover. Okay, let's see what the next one is. Okay, so we determined that the text and the image are fighting each other. And what do you think is going to win between text and image?
Image.
Image always wins. Because as babies, we learn images just by second nature, right? Learning to read takes that extra effort, and continuing to read is always going to take that extra effort, no matter how old we get or how much we're avid readers. It's still, image is always going to win. So we want to use our image within the advantage, like take that as a strategy to use the image to direct the viewer's eye to the text, or and have the image create, like, take the imagination to move in the same direction that the text is going to be, need to be looked at in a read. And so we're reading from left to right, the image is moving the opposite direction. That's no good, so let's see how they corrected it. Much better.
Flip it around.
So take a look at this. How many of you guys think that this is better?
It's better.
Easier to read. Raise your hand if you think this is better. So yeah, so why is this working? Because Kendall, you want
Right
to explain?
direction.
Desmond. Desmond, go for it.
Wait, what?
Why is this working better than the other one?
Because it's actually going in the direction you reading.
Because the image is moving your eye in the same direction that we need to read, so much more easy on the eyes. It's gonna make it a lot easier for the viewer to read. Entice the viewer to read. That's the goal. How about this one?
Same problem.
Same problem. We're still imagining the images pulling us down this way, and Let It Flow is wanting to defy gravity and go
Going
up
back
this
into
way.
the duck.
Yeah, so same, they corrected it. Can you feel the difference when you look at that? Just
Yeah.
close your eye in a little bit more.
Feel like we're on a water slide.
Right. You feel like you can read that a little bit easier. Okay, how about this? These are some business card designs. We're going to be doing business card designs for our next project when you get back from break. Okay, so what could be wrong with this business card layout? Any ideas?
Yes, I have an idea.
All right, Kendall.
What it says, Big Wave Surf Shop. Unfortunately, the wave is going away from where I'm surfing.
That's exactly right. The wave is just leaving that text behind. Saying, forget your text. So I don't think this guy's comic is gonna get a call back anytime soon. Because his phone number is getting left behind.
He was wiped out.
Wiped out. Well, the wave left it behind. Okay. And has it been corrected?
No.
I don't think so.
The wave, we've missed the wave.
Wave is still going away.
You missed it.
Missed it. Missed that boat. Okay, next. Now, what's wrong with this one? The wave is facing the text. So at least there's an improvement there, right? But do you see anything wrong with this layout?
Well, I have an idea.
Uh-huh.
Well, the title of the surf shop should be above the sales manager's name for one. That's what I'm thinking.
That could go. Yeah, I would probably do that, but yeah, you're right about. I would agree with you on that, but I don't think that's really what this particular example was trying to illustrate what the correction is for this. But yeah, I agree with you. And also, Desmond, I think you were onto something where you said that you felt like the text should be first, because there is there is a problem on this side. There's not enough probably of a graphic on this side framing the text, and this line here is so straight and hard, it wants to just pull you off the page. So it's still kind of telling the viewer, leave that text behind. You're just gonna fall off the edge here and forget about that text. So then I'm gonna move this. I'm gonna go to the next one, and this is how the design was corrected. So much nicer, right? The wave even looks cooler this way. It's all encompassing. It's doing the Vanna White, saying, read this text. Just with that shape here that kind of hugs the text a little. So maybe that's what you were sensing, Desmond. You think? Something that there wasn't enough on this side to kind of hug it and be like, look. So yeah, so that's much improved. Now this is the last one. What do you think is wrong with this this would be a postcard mailer. What could be wrong here?
It's the direction. The picture is out.
Yeah, exactly. So this guy is on this side going, hey, come with me and leave that text behind, right?
Yeah.
He left it.
He left it
He
behind.
left it.
He said, don't bother, leave that in the dust, in the sand. But this is how they corrected it. Now this guy is saying, is over here, saying, come with me and let's dive in and start reading all of this wonderful text. Right?
Okay.
He's just jumping right in.
What are you doing?
He's just like the reading rainbow guy. Come
Yeah.
on and take a dive into the book. Come with me. All right. So the key guidelines here to take with you whenever you create a layout are, you guys remember that? What was the first one? First one was keep
Focal point. Don't leave it blank.
don't leave the middle of the composition empty, right? Always put elements in the middle that create what? Movement, direct the eye to the text. Focal point, does focal point ever go in the center? I think I didn't really get to talk about that too much.
Well, it is a focal point, but you don't want it to be, you said you don't want it to be the center left empty. So something's got to be there.
Something's got to be there. Something that creates movement's got to be there, but not the focal point. Why do we avoid placement of the focal point in the center? What's the focal point? Desmond said it earlier, right?
That wasn't even me.
Or was it Kendall? I'm sorry.
Well, I don't
Who
know.
said the drip was the focal point? Maybe.
No.
Well, I think we have to collaborate there.
Yeah. So the focal point is that what's the image that you shouldn't just put smack dab in the center. Why wouldn't you put the most interesting part of your image right in the center?
People stop reading, go to the next one.
They just look directly at what's the most interesting part. They've seen it all, then they walk away. They never even read the text, right? Because that's another problem with, bad use of the center space. So 2 things you avoid putting in the center. Nothing and the focal point. The reason you don't put the focal point in the center is it's kind of like the movie trailer that has all the spoilers cut into 2 minutes. Why spend 2 hours to watch the whole movie if you've seen it all in right? You've seen all the best scenes, the most important plot decisions in 2 minutes, so you know it all. It's ruined now. Same thing here. As a designer, you want your viewer to spend as much time as possible and even read text on your flyer. You want the viewer to look at every part of your design. Not just go directly to the most interesting part, look at that only and walk away. That's what happens when you put the focal point in right smack dab in the center. So things to avoid placing in the center. And then what are the other key points there? Use the direction of the image to lead the viewer to do what to the text? Read the text. So we're having it flow with the text. The image is moving with the text in the same direction as the text. Pointing the image towards the text. Encompassing and framing the image with the text. Making the movement of the image go towards the text. So all of those strategies are something to think about when you are arranging text and image in your layouts for your flyer or any design layout. All right? So that is a wrap on that one.